Hi, cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I came across this video where a white person was like, white people were talking to themselves. I mean, she was actually trying to educate them on systemic racism and the rest of it. So, one of them dropped a comment saying that Black people are responsible for their actions, that it becomes cultural and needs corrected. It has nothing to do with white people. So, they were talking about Black people doing drugs, some saying Black people do bad things and all that, systemic racism, and how some of them do not want to go to school, like, that Black people do not value school and the rest of it. So I am asking, like, when did all these stereotypes start? Because most of the things happening in Black communities also happening in their community. I see a lot of them addicts, that zombies, like, everywhere. I mean, every damn way. So why is it? And some of them do not go to school too. I am not lying. Some stops at primary school or probably high school. That is the end, which happens everywhere. And now somebody got the guts to say that we don't go to school, we do drugs, we do this and all that. Man, before you come for Black people, make sure that your own community is doing great, because I am not saying we're perfect in our community, but what is going on in my community is also happening to your community. And why is it that you all use CIA to plant drugs in Black community? You know what? Let's get into this.
I've been getting a lot of this feedback on some of my videos about how it isn't systemic racism that makes the disparity in pay, in crime among Black communities so disproportionate. It's the culture. It's become a cultural problem, which tells me that there are people who think that the position that many Black communities are in is somehow celebrated by those communities, and that there isn't perhaps a desire to change those circumstances. And as I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear, I want to argue with that, because let's say that there is an element of school's not important. Let's go to school. I heard Candace Owens talking about how in a predominantly Black inner city high school, you'll see students not taking school seriously because they don't value school, and that it's a cultural problem because these Black kids don't value school. And to that I say, why is that? If the attitude of I don't value school is being demonstrated, why would that be? Why would that be? And you have to work backwards, and you have to be able to look for the reason why that particular attitude might be prominent in some young people. Drugs. Getting involved in the drug game. Listen, I grew up about as middle class as you can be, maybe even lower middle class. If someone came up to me and said, I'm going to give you, $5,000 to run this package from here to there, I don't know that I would have been able to say no thank you. So to think that in poor communities, Black and white and everything else, the temptation to get involved in drug running isn't huge. Like, I mean, I would seriously be tempted today at 50 years old. Like, and that's what people know. So they know, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to capitalize and exploit young kids of color young poor white kids because there's a desperation there, and then all of a sudden you're in this game and you can't, and it's very difficult to get out once you're in. But that's how these things happen. And to say that it has everything to do with this is the culture that people living in the circumstances want is doing a great disservice. There is responsibility here, and there is change that can be made. And yes, it starts with the systemic racism that is behind policies of the past. And even when those policies got cleaned up, it didn't mean that they were enforced in an equitable way. That now we're supposed to, we can no longer discourage certain subgroups from living in certain areas. Okay, yeah, on paper, it might say we can no longer redline, but in practice, that's what's still happening. So when you ask me to provide you with the name of a policy, yeah, they smartened up and they don't actually put it in writing anymore. But the way that these things are carried out is still quite inequitable and racist. I'm sorry, we're going to have to debate the definition of racism again. But yes, if you were to call a black person black trash, that is racist. The term racism implies a power imbalance. It implies that the person who is calling the other person the bad thing has inherent power over the other person. And here in the United States, white people have the power. But we had a black president. How is that possible? There's 14 black billionaires in the United States. How can you say that only white people have the power? Because only white people have the power in a white supremacist country. And therefore, white people cannot experience racism. We can be hurt by cruel words. We can be discriminated against based on the color of our skin, 100%. We can be called names that have to do with being white. You can call me cracker all day. That term makes me giggle. You might remember from a previous video. But when you call me these things, it is not doing any inherent harm to me. And it is not reinforcing historical stereotypes or doing anything that could possibly oppress my life. So your comment is 100% correct. And I know you're going to disagree, but that's how it. Hey, so I was just scrolling, and there's this girl who, she's a pretty young black girl who was being told that because she used the term white trash, she was being racist. And she was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. She was like, is white trash white people's version of the N-word? No. The answer to that is no. There is no version of the N-word for anybody. There are some pretty bad words that you could call people, but there is no equivalent to the N-word for any race of people. But there are really bad words that you could call people. So, and let's not name them here. But white trash, it doesn't even scratch the surface. Now, I don't tend to use that word, that phrase, but it's not, white people can't receive racism. We cannot experience racism. We can experience stop, get out of there, stop. We can experience discrimination. We can be treated differently based on the color of our skin. Someone can say, I don't like you, white person, and I don't want you here, there, or anywhere. Like whatever you want to call it, or they could call us bad names or whatever. It's not racism, though. That's discrimination. That's rudeness. That's harassment. There's lots of things we can experience, but racism isn't one of them. But no, white trash is not equivalent to the N-word. So if anybody was wondering, I'm I'm here to tell you. And you want to know a big clue as to how we know? I don't even say, use, write, sing, rap the N-word. We don't even say it. We say the N-word. Whereas I can say all day that white trash is not the same. So think on that. Let me know if you disagree. You always do.
Hi, I'm here with a PSA for white people. I am a token black guy, and you might recognize me from sitcoms, fancy restaurants working, coffee shops in gentrified neighborhoods. Yeah, I'm that guy. And I'm here to tell white people this, because this video is only for white people. It's okay to be white. There, I said it. Now you know it. Coming from a black person, it's okay to be white. But it's not okay to be racist. Get the difference? If your whiteness is linked to being racist, that's a problem. And you have to look internally. Why, in order for you to be proud of your race, do you need to put others down? Things that make you go, Interesting question. But don't worry, there's many more to go. You don't have to answer that now. But you should answer it at some point. Because there's nothing wrong with being white. No one is coming for your jobs. I know, you've been told since for the past 20 years that by the year 2060, white people aren't going to be the majority. And that should be okay. Because if racism is gone, then we don't have anything to worry about when white people become the minority, right? Right? I know. A lot of times you've been told, they're coming for your jobs and immigrants are coming across the border and they're coming to your house and they're raping and they're pillaging and all that. They're not. People just want to flee their countries because really bad stuff is going on there. And usually that bad stuff going on there is because America did bad stuff to their government to allow bad stuff to go on there. Right? Got to understand that. We don't get to sabotage and throw coups in other countries and then think that the people are just going to want to stay there. No. Remember, people want to come to America because all the things that you guys like. Freedom of speech, the right to happiness, all that good stuff. But you don't get to be white and be mad when America does stuff to other countries and those people from those countries that America did bad stuff to want to come here. It's easier to deal with America's domestic policy of terrorism than it is to do America's international policy of terrorism. You understand? I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. Back to the point. It's okay to be white. Nobody's coming for your stuff. Your neighborhoods are safe. Your people are safe. No one's coming for it. I know the Republicans told you need to have guns and there's going to be a war. Nobody wants a war. We all want to live in peace. It's okay to be white. I know you're saying, but if women have only women clubs and black people get to say black power, why don't white people? Well, white people don't get to say white power because usually that means that you want to be racist freely. And you can be racist, but you're not free from consequences. So if you get beat the fuck up, you shouldn't be surprised, right? You should understand that that's the consequences that come with your rights. The right to free speech does not mean the right to freedom from consequences. Remember again, it's okay to be white. But what about women who have women-only clubs? That's discrimination. I know, your feelings feel hurt that you don't get to partake. And that's okay, because feelings get hurt over both small, medium, and big things. But remember, historically, white people have always had the right to have white-only things. Plenty of things. Colleges, schools, bars, neighborhoods, jobs. Lots of times, white people got first dibs on everything. So if now, every now and again, you see a woman-only or black-only thing, it's okay. Because when other people say black power or brown power or black lives matter, it doesn't mean that no one else's lives matter. It just is including black lives mattering along with brown lives, white lives, Asian lives, Latino lives. You understand? It's just being inclusive. I know. You still think, what does this have to do? I'm going to tie it all together right now. It's okay to be white. It's not okay to be racist. It's not okay to be transphobic. It's not okay to be xenophobic. It's not okay to be homophobic. Just be white. It's okay. You guys got a lot of good things going for you. You don't have to worry about the police. You don't have to worry about redlining. You don't have to worry about corruption in your government. You don't have to worry about highways being built through your neighborhood. It's okay to be white. It's not okay to be racist. And remember, guys, the problems that you have as a white person is not from any black or brown person. It's not from any other poor people. It's from the rich people. The rich people are the people you should be going after. Okay? So, I'm going to close this video with the same message I've been saying. It's okay to be white. Be a good white. Don't be a bad white. I believe in you. I support you. I'm rooting for you. This is your token black guy signing off. Bye.
So this is all I got from this video. And like the young man said, it is okay to be white. But what is not okay is being racist. Because I really don't know how they do it. It looks like they just cannot operate, or they just cannot live without black people. Like all their life, everything they do is all about black people. Like they cannot, they're just obsessed, you know. The truth is that I went through her comment section and I saw so many of them coming for this woman, telling her that she is also a racist. Like it's really amazing how they are calling themselves racist. But she is actually speaking the fact, right? Because she already, I mean, like, you know, you guys are the same. So she can talk to you guys and you guys will listen. But when we try to tell you, you all don't listen, right? Because I saw them saying that black people are always racist. They're always asking, why is it that it's okay for us to use the N word and it's not okay for them to use the N word? And also they went further to ask, why is it that they cannot, black people can say white trash, but they cannot say white trash. So more or less what they are saying is that black people can also be racist. And I just don't know who told them that. And the reverse racism that they always talk about. You all already know that there is nothing like reverse racism, that black people do not uphold that power to be racist towards them, because we could be anything. We could probably hurt their feelings, make them feel bad and all that, but we do not hold that power to be racist towards them and the rest of it. And the fact that they are also comparing white trash to N-word. I mean, like, these people really want to be oppressed so bad. That's why every day we wake up, they want to find something, they have something they want to say, they have something they want to use to let you all know that they are also oppressed and all that. Like I keep saying, I have said this in several times. I think I said last year, I really took my time to educate most of them when it comes to racism and reverse racism, because some of them do not understand how racism works. You know, most of them understood, but they just are playing the victim cards because that is what they know how to play best. You know, we do not uphold any power to be racist towards you. But you all can be racist towards us. We can hurt your feelings. We can be mean to you and the rest of it. Prejudice, yes, but we cannot. We do not have that hold that power to be uh to be racist towards you people. So, and there is nothing like reverse racism, because I see you all when you have a problem or when you exchange words with a black person. I see you all running on the internet saying that reverse racism is real and black people are being racist towards you people. Man, we do not have that power. And you all can quit trying, because the problem is that some of them do not take correction, right? You cannot correct them, whatever. And some of them do not even like to make research. Like, you know, when you do not take corrections, you don't also want to make research. So what do you want? You actually got to choose one. It's either you go out to learn, or the time you sit back and turn to a keypad warrior, you can also use that opportunity to learn how racism works and the rest of it. Well, because when we talk about race, black people were not the ones that created race, and even people of color also. We're also not the people that created race. It all started from you all, because you all wanted to differentiate each person from the other person, and all that. That was how race became a thing, right? Until this very moment, that is what it is. So for those saying, if you call a black, do not ever think of calling a black person black trash, because you may not survive what will happen. Like we keep saying, freedom of speech is allowed, but freedom after speech is not guaranteed. You can say it and you might not get away with it. Go and ask the people that probably mistakenly said the N word to the wrong people. There's someone hell, you know. I remember that video that went viral where the lady, her hair almost, I mean, like, you know, her hair was properly designed. Absolutely. So make sure you are not saying it to the wrong person, because if you say that to the wrong person, you may not survive it. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.